trouble getting going here. I'm 2 minutes late. Oh, 3 minutes late now. It rained last night. Oh, there we go. Good morning. It rained last night, and I realized that the spot that I had chosen on the porch to start doing this live, there's water dripping on me, and the chair is wet. So I wasn't fully prepared. There's a beautiful apple tree or crabapple tree here that's in blossom, and that would be an even better background. Let's see if we can we see it? Should I sit there? I could sit there. Yeah. It's a little bit mm, I have to learn how to schedule these lives. I put a post up, but I didn't put a link to the live. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. But welcome if you're here. Hi, Rhonda. Sorry, I was having trouble getting going here today. I just had some difficulties with, well, to be totally honest, the main problem is that I was trying to do too much this morning. I was trying to get my exercise in, all of the things, and I forgot my coffee. But that's okay. I've already had coffee a long time ago. But I wanted to bring some more coffee outside here. Just trying to position this a bit so you can still see me, but you can see the some pretty greenery behind me. Yeah, so then I came out to get started and realized that everything was soaking wet because I forgot it rained last night. So the chair is all wet and the roof is dripping. Um, it's great. I'm so glad we had rain. And the birds are happy out here. You can probably hear them. They're just going at it. So yeah, how are you today? How are you, Rhonda? I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about, and um, I still haven't decided whether I like the vertical lives or the horizontal lives. I think horizontal lives are better in general, but vertical lives are just a lot easier to do. Right? There's less setup. So, well, we'll see how it goes. Hello, welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Hello, Darman, Starry Lover. Backyard lives are great. Yeah. Yeah, you've been doing some awesome backyard lives, Rhonda. So I should make you I only have a couple moderators, so let me just see if I can make you a moderator. There you go. So I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about instead of just kind of coming on here and seeing what happens, which is often what I do. And I was thinking about tough times and or difficult times and how a lot of us are kind of in the middle of navigating some tough times. I am definitely going through a tough time and I don't share a lot about it on here. And it because I can't really because it's just, well, I could, but um, it's just too close. It's too close to my family. Thank you. Amen, sister. Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of us are going through tough times, and I was thinking about just sharing some wisdom with each other today about how you navigate tough times. How do you get through it? And I was thinking about how a lot of people in my life, and myself included, we kind of tend to just not really hold much space, as the saying goes, or we don't really give a lot of room sometimes for the feeling, for the sadness, for the anger, for the frustration, for um, just feeling the feelings, and we kind of want to push through and immediately try and make it, all things work together for good, and just keep going, you'll get through to the other side, and a lot of things like that, which can be helpful, but sometimes we skip over just being really hurt, or really mad, or um, yeah, we jump really quickly. But how do you navigate really difficult times? Um, I find I'm getting a little bit stuck, kind of circling, like ruminating, going around and around and around. And that's kind of what my brain does, because I have kind of a fix it brain, if that makes sense. So my brain's always trying to fix it, and it will just keep going day and night trying to fix the problem, thinking there's got to be a solution. If I could just think of it, I can fix it. Good to see that red coat on you there, Rhonda. Coffee time, coffee time. Yeah, I have a coffee in the house. It's not here with me, but I'm not going to leave you and run get it, even though it's tempting. Um, I was angry when I bought a 10-piece nugget and only received 9 yesterday. Okay, whatever. Yeah. Hi, Julie. Welcome. Yeah, welcome. Good to see you. Oh, thank you for subbing. Julie, let me, because I know you so well and you're wonderful, make you a moderator as well, because that's one thing I kind of haven't done. How is your day going? Hi, Amber. Nice to see you. My day's going okay. I'm out here. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning in Alberta, Canada, and I'm just sitting out on my porch. I kind of turned the camera around, so I know I'm not in the light that much, but I wanted to point it to trees instead of just the house. So you can see that it actually does eventually get green here in Alberta. So my crabapple tree in the back, it's looking a bit rough, and it's because it had a big storm last year, and a huge section in the middle of it broke off. And we'd also done a bunch of pruning on it because it hadn't really been taken care of for a lot of years. So I'm excited about all the new branches that are coming, and maybe my poor crabapple tree back there, maybe it can be a metaphor for us all going through tough times, if we are. And it's still alive. It's got beautiful blossoms on it. You probably can't see them. And I know it's going to bear fruit, but it's looking a little rough. It's feeling a little rough. It's missing some parts, and the deer constantly are eating away at the bottom branches, um, things like that. So, oh, thanks for saying that. Oh, thank you for saying it's a beautiful view. Thank you. Good to see you guys. Is Dylan close enough to get your coffee for you? Oh, Dylan is working today. I have been wanting him to come on the live for so long. He is um, just gonna fix something here. Yeah, he had to work, and yeah, he's. It's kind of like when if there's any work that needs to be done, he's gonna do it right now, just to kind of um, help us out. We're all struggling a little bit, I think. Um, Thank you for saying to like the video. You love crabapple trees. Yeah, it is a really gorgeous one, and it's just covered in crabapples, and it's quite large, so it's really high up. I can't really get to a lot of them, but this year I'm going to make sure that I do something with them. Pick them, make some, learn how to make crabapple jelly, something like that. Because the deer and the birds get to them. The deer get all the ones on the bottom part of the tree, and the birds get all the ones on the top. So thank you for for the thumbs up. So I am really quite close to the highway, and so you probably can hear a lot of big trucks, and that's kind of annoying thing about living here, but we just we just live with it. Nice to meet you too. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. So, back to navigating tough times. I'm finding little things are sometimes the biggest help. Little things like today, after I'm done this live, I'm planning to. Oh, sorry, just had to check if that was somebody coming in my driveway. Little things like after this live, I'm going to go to the greenhouse, which is a few miles away down the highway. Yes, in Canada, we still say miles. We're so confused when it comes to the imperial and metric system. We take a little piece of each of them. But yeah, and go to the greenhouse and maybe get a couple of perennials. I find this time of year when they're getting rid of a lot of things because it's all really picked over, you can get some awesome deals on flowers that nobody else wants. So I like to buy those flowers and see if I can nurse them back to health. Will you be my mom? I have two kids, and I've been a mother figure to lots of others, so I can do that for this live. I can. Thank you. About the topic, I do best in rough times when I take time to be contemplative. Gratitude practice, deep breaths. Yeah. And you know what, Julie? That's one thing I love about when you're doing a live and you just pause and you take a deep breath in the moment. It reminds me to breathe too, because I think I've gone through a lot of my life just kind of holding my breath the whole time. Hi, Miss M. Thank you for stopping in, saying hi. Nice to see you. I know you're taking a bit of a break right now, but I appreciate that. Amber agrees. Yeah, so that's a really good advice. Does anyone else have anything that they do when they're going through tough times? There's relational tough times going on in my family. Um, both of my kids are going through difficult times in different ways, and I am feeling just a little bit lost after getting out of the classroom and trying to find my way forward. And I just realized that. I'm like, what's wrong with me? And I think I just feel a little bit lost. I don't really belong in a lot of ways. In a lot of the spheres I'm in, I'm forging a new path. It's my first year going back into piano and voice teaching, and I'm starting a new job soon, teaching online with a different organization, a different school than I was before, and everything's very different there. Like I don't really get to use my own material. I have to kind of use what they have set up. So that's new for me. I've always created all my own material. And saying hi to each other. Today I was standing in line and I felt how tense my muscles were. So I purposefully and mindfully relaxed. That's so good, Julie. And that is such a key thing that you said there. You felt, you felt the tension. Acknowledging and like just feeling how our body feels, feeling how, um, yeah, how tense we are, of recognizing that's the first step. I'm learning that. I know I'm probably behind on learning that, but Rhonda says, when my emotions are coming up, I write about them to purge out and process. Then I give it all to God and then shred. Hey, That is really wise advice. And I know you are, um, I know that you want to have a lot of wisdom and just practical advice. But when you're going through something personally, right, it sometimes it changes. It's like, okay, this is what I would tell someone else to do, but what's actually going to work for me? So I'm glad that is something I've done. When I was really stressed for months and months of this year with my son living far away and knowing that he was struggling, um, and not being able to get a hold of him, I was just writing out prayers, just pouring my heart out and just saying all the unspoken things, just writing them out loud and writing them out loud, writing them so I could read them and feel them. And that was super helpful for me. And I need to just get back into that again. So that's really good advice for navigating tough times. Great idea. Yes. Yeah, and I think the shredding. What is it about the shredding? Is it like symbolically getting rid of it, symbolically saying I'm done with that or it's in the past? Um, because I've heard that a lot before in a group that I was in years ago for like a marriage kind of group. We were supposed to write out these letters and then, yeah, burn them, shred them, destroy them. And yeah, I remember thinking about that, like that step, and wondering about it. So much more comes out when I write than when you speak. That's a different part of our brain that engages, I think. Um, Writing is thinking. It's something that I talk about in my English classes, or I have in the past with senior high English and even junior high. When I'm teaching them to write, I say, it feels so hard. Because a lot of students will say, oh, it's so hard to write, and trying to help them write a paragraph or even a sentence. And I said, yeah, it's really hard to write an essay, to write anything, because writing is thinking. You have to think it through, and not only are you thinking about the concept, but you're also um, putting it into words, and then you're physically writing it. Do you physically write it out by hand, and or do you type it out? Do you find that there's a difference in whether you type or write? I was writing out my prayers by hand on the page, and there was something that I loved about the physical writing. What helps me is saying one good affirmation in the morning about myself. That's great, Amber. That is, I think that's really helpful. Like acknowledging ourselves and being loving towards ourselves. Um, I was thinking about that this morning too. I was thinking about how my WordPress, blog subscription was coming up, and I was like, oh, I don't want to pay that money. Sorry, the trucks are really loud. I don't want to pay that. And then I remembered how I just forked out money, like the same amount, um, for someone's gym membership. And I was like, okay, well, how come it's so easy for me to just give that money that I've worked really hard to make to someone else, but I don't want to renew my own subscription because, or even my glasses. Like, I really need to get new glasses, and I've been putting it off for months because I don't want to spend the money uh, on myself. It just feels so selfish. But glasses, I mean, I wear these every day. I need them, right? Julie says, oh, I know those feelings too, Pam. Not feeling a sense of belonging with folks nearby. Yeah, that's what's going on for me. We moved back to this town, and I I had a theoretical sense of belonging, or like, but when I really think about it, I realize that I've left this town so many times, starting when I was 17, and a lot of it was because of feeling like this isn't where I belong, and then coming back here and it's just like I'm trying so hard. And there are wonderful people here. My extended family's here. My church that I used to go to years ago, there's people I've known there for decades. But I'm finding that I'm not aligned with them in a lot of ways. And it just makes it hard because I feel like I'm always pretending to be someone else to just sort of fit in with them. But it's not real. Um, Sorry, I just got a little bit behind. Gonna leave this before going. I'm on a journey finding myself, says Miss Am, because I've lost myself along the way. So I'm on a journey finding myself. I am so lost. It's gonna be a long journey. Well, we will pray for you, Miss Am. We pray that you find yourself, and I understand that sometimes it's like, who am I? What am I doing here? And so pray that you really recognize who you are. And remember, when you're on a journey, every step that you're taking is getting you closer. So just keep going, and we're with you. It is a visual of letting go and giving it to God. The shredding, okay, yeah, letting it go instead of holding on to it. Yeah, I that makes sense. I think I probably knew that. I just was in a way. um, Writing by hand also makes a difference instead of keyboard or screen. Yeah, I find like when I'm typing, it's uh, it's a little bit different, and something, it's the physical, visceral, the feeling of the pen in your hand, the sound of it on the paper, the little splotches that might come out of the pen, all of those things. There's a big difference. Science has proven this between handwriting and keyboard. Yeah, I've read some things about that. I just, for some reason, my brain is like not firing all the neurons right now. Uh, Love that affirmation idea. Yeah, I was your name. I, what is my name? My name is Pam. Rhonda says, yes, Julie, pen to paper is more therapeutic. Have a great day. Have a great day, Miss M. Thank you for stopping by. We love you. Big hugs. Scott's here. Hey, Scott. Let me add you as moderator if that's okay with you. I'm not even asking. I'm just doing it. So let me know if that's okay. As I just kind of realized I didn't have one. I gotta go. So I hope that I find your live stream soon. Yeah, great to have you, Amber. I hope you're still here. Feel free to to come back. It'd be great to see you. Nana of 5. Yvonne, right? Or I think I might be saying that wrong. Can I add you as a moderator too? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Yes, yeah, Yvonne. Okay, yeah, say it differently, a little bit differently than I'm used to, but doesn't mean it's wrong, obviously. It's a beautiful name. Um, the pastor's wife, her name is, she has the same name, same spelling, and she's a wonderful person. And then also, um, yeah, I've had a few other friends. Your face is a moderator. How's your weekend going, Scott? I know it's probably like 11 or something there later, and I know you've got Memorial Day weekend. Oh, we've got helicopter. We've had a lot of planes. Oh, we had his planes taken off. Sorry, it's insanely loud. Maybe I'll go in the house. There's like helicopters, and there are water bomber planes flying overhead because they practice here for fire season. They practice um, landing, taking off, and so it can be a little bit noisy around here. Yeah, you're welcome. It looks beautiful there. Well, I'm sitting on my front porch and I've got a crabapple tree here. There's some rain dripping off the roof onto me, but that's okay. I had the camera turned around at the start, and then I thought, it'd be nice to see some green and in the background. Yes, 11:30 here. I'm out in my garden and I wonder what my birds think about hearing the sounds of your birds. Yeah, isn't that interesting? I've wondered that before too. When I'm listening to someone, I'm like, huh, I wonder what they think. Wonder if they're like, you're out of, what are you doing here? This isn't your territory. They've never heard before. I wonder what they're thinking. Yeah, that like a Florida bird and a Alberta bird, you know, probably like, hey, buddy, how's the migration this year? How's the commute up to the frozen north? It's good to have you here. So Scott and Yvonne, we were just talking about how do you navigate tough times in life, and just sharing some wisdom with each other. And I've been thinking through the fact that I'm not. Um, I have a lot of advice for other people about how they should navigate tough times. Um, but I am realizing that I've been getting kind of stuck. I've been ruminating, I've been overthinking, and this recently came to mind actually. Maybe I can share this. Is there's someone in my life, a family member, who, let's just say, has very narcissistic tendencies, and I've kind of recognized that over the last few years. And we've parted ways a little bit. Oh, Teacher Kelly's here. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Welcome. I can give you a blue coat too if you are okay with that. So, okay. So here's the thing. Try and cut to the chase here. Recently got a text after a long, long time of not talking to this person, and it was it was kind of one of those texts that's like, you can tell is a way to saying something that they know that I will want to respond to. And this is one of the biggest reasons that I recognized that this person was manipulating me in the past, was is kind of, saying things to reel me in. And it was another thing like that. It was about, want to tell you what God has been teaching me, that, and you said that, I remember you said when I was going through a hard time that maybe God is trying to teach you something different about who He is. And I do remember saying that. And so this person was saying, I you were right, and I want to share it with you. So who's gonna not respond to that text? Oh my goodness, Kentucky Life with Debbie. My dear, wonderful YouTube friend. I love you so much, and I'm so glad you're here. I just gave you a blue coat too, um, if that's okay. Oh, wow, nice to see you. Narcissistic behavior is hard to deal with. Every partner I've had has had that behavior. Wow, so Yvonne, you have some experience with this. Oh, it's so good to see you. I can't make anyone a moderator unless I know them pretty well. So sorry about that, but thank you for the offer. Debbie, how are you? Oh my goodness, so good to see you. Yeah. So I responded eventually, and I just kept it very, you know, how are you? Um, I just kept it a little bit surface, and I hate doing that, normally. And then this person, asked if we could get together for coffee or a walk or something. And this is something that we used to do fairly often. And it's a family member. So here's the thing, like, it's family, right? And I know I'm going to go ahead and get together um, with her, but I feel so guarded, and I'm really worried about how I'm going to. I'm worried about a whole other cycle of pain. I'm worried about being sucked into something because I have not done well in the past with this. Okay. That's why I'm blissfully single. Are you? Winning of the week. Scott says, in a situation like that, I think the only thing you owe somebody is politeness. Yeah. Can you love someone and still hold them at arm's length? You can. I know you can, because I've been doing it. Um, and knowledge, like understanding, gives you a certain amount of power, right? I don't mean like controlling power, but just power to know what's going on and make good decisions for yourself. It's it almost feels like if you've slipped and fallen off a cliff before and hurt yourself really badly, it almost feels like someone saying, you know, let's go back to that cliff. It'll be fine. Uh, Loving someone means you want the best for them. It doesn't mean you're going to let them hurt you. Yeah, that's profound. So that's something that's just come up, and I thought I would share it. If it, if I felt right in sharing it. Um, but in general, there's other things going on in my life too that are really hard, and I know I usually have a pretty smiley face on here, and I'm smiling right now. But yeah, I just wanted to share wisdom with each other about navigating tough times. And I find the most comforting thing is prayer, is bringing it to God, writing it out in a notebook, and staying. I know it just sounds so trite, right? Pray and read your Bible. But staying in God's word is, there's just no substitute for it. There's no substitute for it. I know, Debbie, if you're still here, I often see the verses that you post. Um, I've been reading through the Bible, 3 year reading through the Bible, and it has like partly reading, partly listening. And I'm in the last week right now of my 3 year reading through the Bible. And I just finished Psalms this morning, and I'm in finished Zechariah. So I have Malachi and a little bit left of James, and then I think we're done. It's amazing. Boundaries. All right. I know I always talk about boundaries, and the reason I talk about them so much is because it's a huge struggle for me. I'm the kind of person that, like, I'll have a boundary, but as soon as someone challenges it, it's gone. I don't have a lot of, like, I'm confident in a lot of ways. I know myself. I have some strength. I have strength in my faith in God, but I crumble really easily when people, um, yeah, when people are angry with me, and if people are really strong and they tell me, what to do, I tend to immediately back off. And I smile, I'm very polite, but I stop kind of engaging with them. I'm not sure why. We will be praying for you that you handle that situation with grace. I know you will. Thank you, Scott. Thank you. Um, I just wanted to verbalize it, I guess, because I've been thinking about it in my head. I've been looking at the text, um, but I haven't really talked about it, and that's part of my problem, I guess. And like I was talking about with Julie at the beginning, here a few minutes ago. My problem with living here back in my hometown is unfortunately I don't really have anyone I can trust. It's kind of sad. I tend to be the same way. Do you? Yeah? Do you just kind of. Yeah, and I think like acknowledging that and realizing that about myself has been really helpful because it helps me when I'm going into these situations. Now, see, this is progress. Before, I would just immediately be like, oh my goodness, she texted me. And I would like panic for a bit. And then I would just like overshare and be so excited. And you know what I mean? I would like overdo it. And I would be like, yeah, let's get together tonight, or what are you doing tomorrow? Let's go for a walk. I would try way too hard. And now I've learned to give it some time. I was very polite, but I just kind of said, sounds good, thumbs up. Um, but I'm really cautious. I've been, yeah, it's a tough situation. Debbie says, Pam, you are like me. We both have a soft heart and keep wanting to give another chance. Yeah. And Yvonne says, I tend to give many chances. Yeah. Then there's something good about that, too. But it's like it sort of turns bad, doesn't it, when you give chances that aren't deserved at all, or they've proven that they're going to hurt you. They've proven that they're not trustworthy, and they're just going to take advantage of you again. Um, and I've been manipulated so much all my life. I've realized that I'm really sensitive to it now. I'm not. Uh, I'm oversensitive to it. I can admit that. If somebody's trying to manipulate me, my guard goes up immediately. Um, because my goodness, the stories I could I could tell. And yes, Debbie, you have such a soft heart, um, and I love that about you. It can be sometimes our really good qualities can also uh, leave us vulnerable, right? But is it Brené Brown that talks about living with vulnerability and how vulnerability is a type of strength? And I do believe that's true. I think in order if you can be vulnerable, that means that you are strong. Um, but I guess I'm learning to shore up the places that need shoring up and allow, openness as well. Randy, that's so funny. I know somebody who says that to me. I don't think I know you, but you definitely remind me of someone that says that to me. My heart makes me a softie, and it has burned me on occasion. Yeah, I hear you, Yvonne. Rhonda says, I tell myself it can be friendly, but not friends. Helps me detach emotionally from others that are intrusive. Hmm, that's wise. Hmm. You don't have to give your whole heart all the time. Um, so I think I'm realizing, yeah, I've been kind of all or nothing in a lot of things with relationships, and I can be, we don't have to do that. I hear house finches. Is that what they are? Thank you for, yeah. I hear a lot of different sounds. We have house sparrows, blue jays, magpies, crows, um, yeah, all kinds of little birds around here. But I haven't learned to recognize many of their sounds except for blue jays. I usually can. Coffee or tea? I love coffee and tea. Coffee in the morning, tea in the afternoon and evening. I left my coffee inside. That's okay. I've already had some, and it's a little bit cool out here today. So beautiful trees. Thank you. I made them myself. No, just, just being strange. Okay, have I been? Oh, it's 40 minutes. I'm only supposed to be on here half an hour. Is that right? Is that the rule? I don't. I need to research that because I don't understand that. And usually, generally, I've done like horizontal lives on my laptop, so it's kind of a newer thing for me. Just doing a vertical live on my phone. Um, but yeah, does anyone have anything else they want to share? I don't want to keep you. I know it's Saturday and you're probably in the middle of a lot of great things, watering your garden or running errands in town or going to maybe it's Memorial Day in the United States, I think, right? Or it's that weekend. Maybe you have an event you're on the way to. Um, however you long, but mine are usually an hour. An hour. Okay. Yeah, I usually do an hour when I'm on my laptop on a vertical live or on a horizontal live, but these ones, I think YouTube is, um, I've noticed some shifts and they have just introduced like a carousel of pictures that you can post. Um, instead of going, they're kind of moving it away from posts to posting in shorts. So this is what I've noticed, and I am no expert, as you can tell, with my 260 subscribers. but I've noticed I pay attention to these things, and I think they're really going for like a long form part, and then separately over here we have the shorts, which they're kind of designing almost like an Instagram or TikTok feel to it, and they're starting to introduce some things that you can do on Instagram. Um, so I feel like, and a lot of the times those things don't really cross. So if you have people that subscribe to you through shorts or through these vertical lives, they aren't always they don't always stick around because they're not watching. They're not here to watch your long form unless they're good friends, like a lot of you that are here. You can be as long or short. Okay, I'll just go with it. And Randy says, "What state?" I am in Alberta, Canada, so no state unless the state of state of political unrest. We're in here in Alberta with the wild and unruly separatists, of which most of my family members are part. I love Canada, the nation of Canada. Of course, I love Alberta, but I want Alberta to be just a strong member of the nation of Canada. Oh, Canada, our true north, strong and free. The ticks are, I don't know, I haven't seen any, um, but usually this time of year there are ticks around. Winning the week, Scott says, I follow F1 racing and they are in Canada this weekend. Oh, and I need to go in the other room and get ready to start watching today's race. Okay, goodbye. Thank you. Kentucky Life with Debbie. It is about 10:30 here and it has been pouring the rain. Yeah, you guys have had some rain. I saw that yesterday too. Hoping to get final furniture moved today. So good to see you. I'm way behind watching videos. Oh, I know you've had so much going on. So much, Debbie. And my heart has been with you. I've been thinking about you and praying for you. But I hope that the rain lets up so you can get that furniture moved. There's a lot going on, man. That's exhausting, isn't it? That whole process of moving and selling and just all the change you've been going through. Um, yeah, it's exhausting physically, mentally, emotionally. It's hard to sleep sometimes. There's so many decisions to make. You can just get this decision fatigue, right? Where it's like so many decisions that need to be made. So Yeah, it poured rain here last night. In fact, I'm sitting kind of under the overhang of the roof, and every once in a while, some water drops on my head. Oh, have a good day, Scott. Yeah, thanks for stopping in. Oh, you found me again. Here I am. I'm still here yapping, listening to the birds. Yeah. I find on the vertical lives, I always forget to look at the camera, and I always look at myself. Like I'm sitting here talking to myself. So sorry, it's probably kind of irritating. Let me look at you. You are the most important. It's 10:48 here, and it's partly sunny. Yeah, it's kind of like here. There's like it's sunny, but there's a mist. There's clouds coming overhead, and I'm kind of waiting for the lawn to dry out because I need to finish mowing. We have quite a lot of grass, and we just have a push mower, so it takes me forever. Um, and if I do most of that because I'm not working a regular job right now, so I technically have way more time. It's all right. We love yapping. Yeah. Oh goodness. So anyway, those are just I just wanted to stop in. I've been thinking about doing regular lives on Saturday mornings, but you know how Saturday mornings are? They are unpredictable because it's always the day that usually you're going to go somewhere, people go shopping, people do things with family. Um, but I also find that Saturdays are a day that I'm often looking for a video to watch, and there's nothing out there. There's nothing to watch. So I don't know. So I just thought, yeah, maybe I'll make a video. Um, Indiana. Oh, you're in Indiana. Sorry, I should have asked you. I'm bad about that, Randy. I'm sorry. I'm bad about asking people reciprocal questions. You know, if you ask me which state I'm in, and then I go blabbing about where I am, but I didn't ask you, and where are you? Just like basic human interaction. Maybe I need a lesson on it. It's overcast with a slight drizzle. That's Those are nice days. Those are nice days to sit inside, go to a coffee shop, have a coffee. I love that. Where I used to live when I was in my 20s, and then later on too, we moved down there, the West Coast, British Columbia. Lived there for a while when I was going to school, and then again with my family some years later. Anyway, that was my favorite thing. Still is one of my favorite things to find a cute little coffee shop. Um, I've worked in coffee shops too, and our coffee house we would call them, and I made the cappuccinos and I made all the fancy drinks. And but it's wonderful to go in there, sip something hot, look at the rain drizzling outside, and open up a good book or something, or talk with a friend. Right? You're in Arizona. All right. There's like a you know how sometimes the emojis don't. I haven't updated my phone in this last update. So anyway, I don't have the emoji, but I just see, Amber, that it says in Arizona. So I don't know if that's sunny in Arizona, hot, or whatever it is. But um, thanks for sharing. Bet you were a hippie. Me? Was I a hippie? Mm. Well, in at heart, I was a hippie. When I was a teenager, I listened to a lot of Simon and Garfunkel, and I listened to the Cars. Um, that's not hippie music, but Simon and Garfunkel is. I listened to a lot of folky style music. However, I grew up in extreme redneckism. I used to wear Wrangler jeans. My brothers were in rodeo. I rode horses. I milked cows. I did chores. I wore cowboy boots for a long time. Um, just how I was raised. So, so a hippie Yeah. I think I'm a hippie at heart. uh, well, thank you guys. It was great to meet you. And it's if anyone else is still here, I just hope that whatever you're facing, if you are navigating some tough times, that you find the answers. Remember that God is there and He wants to know you. He cares about you, even when it doesn't feel like it. He does care about you. And the more you get to know Him, the more you realize that. So I'm going to rely on that and my wonderful husband. Um, I'm going to get through this. And whatever challenge you're facing, I pray that you have the strength. You the best, Mama Pam. Amen. Yeah, thank you, Yvonne. I'm glad you found this. Appreciate it. And yeah, thank you, Randy, for stopping in and hanging out with me. I'm gonna go and finish that coffee, and then I'm going to get my butt to the greenhouse and look at some plants and probably spend money that I shouldn't. Okay, take care, you guys. Thanks so much for stopping in. See you again soon.